everyone, this is Sarah. I'm gonna talk about the third unit, wireless networking of the IB Computer Science topic 3. Internet is pretty intriguing and related to our life. You can use it to download music and movies, snap a chat with your friends, and order your food on Uber Eats, etc. However, many of us don't know how it exactly works. I'm gonna start off with a definition of wireless networking. So what is wireless network? Network is a wire that connects each computer together. Any computers connected with this wire can directly communicate with each other. It's like a logistic transportation system of the Amazon. The goods are delivered to the big logistics centers first. Then they'll be distributed to their shipping addresses. The routers are the logistics centers in the network, directing your information around the internet and helping each other get one step closer to its destination. And wire is the couriers doing the connection and information transportation. Wireless network nominally is a network set up by using radio waves to communicate among the computers and other digital devices, just like what cell phones and radios do. It also refers to Wi-Fi network, which is the most commonly used in our life, and wireless LAN. Nowadays, it has become really popular and has been developed effectively. Now let's start Unit 3.1.12. Outline the advantages and disadvantages of wireless networks. Advantages. Firstly, convenience. The wireless nature of the networks allows users to access network resources from nearly any convenient location within their primary networking environment, which could be at home or office. This is to say that you can now have access to the network at anywhere you want. Mobility. With the emergence of public wireless networks, users can access the internet even outside their normal work environment. Most chain coffee shops, for instance, offer their customers a wireless connection to the internet at little or no cost. Starbucks is even being famous because of its Wi-Fi. Deployment. Although the initial setup of a wireless network requires little more than a single access point, wired networks, on the other hand, have the additional cost and complexity of setting the actual physical cables. Imagine you and your classmates have to connect each of your computers with the routers by cables, so there'll be cables everywhere in the classroom. Additionally, it'll even be impossible for every location to be set up with cables, so obviously, wireless networks are more deployable. Expandability. Wireless networks can serve a sudden increased number of clients, whereas in the wired network, additional clients would require additional wiring. Cost. Wireless networking hardware is at worst a bit more costly than a wired counterparts, but obviously this potentially increased cost is a better deal than setting up the wires. Disadvantages. Security. To combat security issues, wireless networks may choose to utilize some of the various encryption technologies available. Some of the commonly utilized encryption methods, like WEP, which we are going to discuss later in 3.1.16, are not difficult to hack. Many home users, as many of them lack the knowledge of network security, may not utilize proper security precautions when setting up a wireless network at home. Range. As the 2.4 GHz spectrum is often crowded with other devices, to obtain additional range, you'll also need repeaters and additional access points. Speed. The speed on most wireless networks is far slower than even the slowest common wired networks. However, there are also some heated debate on the health concerns. People are concerned if Wi-Fi will cause some health issues as a long-term exposure to RF signals. However, WTO published a research indicating that there's no specific health issue due to the low RF range. In order to prepare for the exam, you should often question yourself about what's good about wireless networking and what's bad about it. You may also consider when is it most appropriate and how we apply these advantages and disadvantages in real life. So this is all about 3.1.12. Now let's jump to 3.1.13. Describe the hardware and software components of a wireless network. So we're going to talk about how Wi-Fi works. Our computers and other digital devices like cell phones, printers are clients. And they're called nodes in the network system. Node is a connection point that can receive, create, store, or send data along distributed network routes. You will need a wireless network interface card to connect your computer to the internet. In order to make the data transmission easier, the network is breaking down the information into small pieces called packages. The communication among the computers requires a radio wave, which carries your package to its destination. However, the package itself doesn't know where to go. Like wired networks, wireless networks also have routers that direct your package. And helping each other get one step closer to its destination. The only difference is that the wireless router uses radio waves to transmit data. The router is usually combined with a wireless access point, which is known as web. And the wireless access point gives you access to the network. It usually connects to the router as a standalone device, but can also be an integral component of the router itself. Let's say if you want to send an email to your teacher. Your interface card will allow your computer to receive the radio wave and have the ability to be connected to the network. Then your computer will ask for the web to get the access to the router. Your router will then send the packages of your email to the router that your teacher's computer is connected to by the server. So this is the Gmail server. And we have routers and web, which is connected to your teacher's computer. And this is your teacher's computer, which can receive the package of information. Eventually, your teacher will receive the email through the router that his computer is connected to, and all the information is transmitted by the radio waves. Now we'll start the softwares. Firstly, you'll need a network operating system, which is NOS. Well, this is an operating system that manages network resources. Essentially includes special functions for connecting computers and devices into a local area network, which is known as LAN. The NOS also manages multiple requests concurrently and provides the security necessary in a multi-user environment. It may be a completely self-contained operating system, such as Unix and Mac OS X, or it may require an existing operating system in order to function. For example, Windows 3.11 for workgroups requires DOS. In addition to file and print services, an NOS may also offer directory services and a messaging system, for example email, as well as network management and multi-protocol routing capabilities. Your computer also needs a protocol stack. Communication protocol is a system of rules that allow two or more entities of communication system to transmit information via any kind of physical quantity. These rules may include syntax, synchronization of communication, and possible error recovery methods, while the protocol stack is the implementation of them. This is to say that it's a group of protocols that all work together to allow software or hardware to perform a function. For example, the TCP/IP protocol stack uses 4 layers. Layer 1. Network interface. This layer combines the physical and data layers and routes the data between the devices on the same network. It also manages the exchange of data between the network and other devices. Layer 2. Internet. This layer corresponds to the network layer. The Internet Protocol, which is IP, it uses the IP address consisting of network identifier and a host identifier to determine the address of the device it is communicating with. Layer 3, which is transport. This is the part of the protocol stack where the transport control protocol, which is TCP, can be found. TCP works by asking other devices on network if it's willing to accept information from a local device. The last layer, application, provides user services or exchanges application data over the network connections established by the lower level protocols. Protocols for specific functions such as email and file transfers reside at this level. Applications are also important as the software components of wireless networks. They are programs designed for end users. For example, a web browser is an application for accessing information on the web, which is a worldwide information system. The applications sometimes are also included in the OS. File Explorer, for instance, is a file manager application that is included with the Microsoft Windows, providing graphical users interface for accessing the file system. So this is it about 3.1.13. Then 3.1.14, describe the characteristics of wireless networks. This is the last unit in this video, and in this unit, we'll be discussing 4 types of wireless networks and their characteristics, which are Wi-Fi, WiMAX, 3G, and LTE. Wi-Fi is a wireless network that uses radio waves to transmit and receive data. Its effective range is relatively short, about 65 feet, but suitable for home. Currently, it has higher average data speeds compared to other wireless network technologies like WiMAX and LTE. And its speed is affected by the interference and distance from the router, as well as they are easy to set up. WiMAX stands for Worldwide Interoperability for Microwave Access. It is similar to Wi-Fi, but can enable usage at much greater distances. And it's relatively cheap for providing internet over large area, which is why it suits well for poor countries. Additionally, it provides a wireless alternative to cable, DSL, and satellite internet services, which can be applied on phone transmission lines. Primarily due to its higher cost, WiMAX is not a replacement for Wi-Fi home networking or Wi-Fi hotspot technologies. However, WiMAX lost out to the competing with the LTE technology in the cell phone industry. Now let's move on to LTE. LTE stands for long-term evolution. It's a technology adopted by the majority of mobile carriers. It uses packet switching technology for both data and voice. Additionally, it's capable of 300 Mbps download speeds and 75 Mbps upload speeds. Most 4G networks uses this technology. The last one, 3G mobile, which stands for the 3rd generation. It depends upon carrier. 3G networks uses either EDGE or HSPA data protocols. And speeds range between 400 kilobytes and 2 Mbps, depending on the carrier and region. Now we'll do a comparison between 3G and 4G technology. So 3G is only the beginning of a whole bag of opportunities with video calling, video streaming, etc. 4G, on the other hand, already supports HD streaming, so HD phones can be fully utilized on a 4G network. Let's take a look on this figure. We could see that 4G has a significant development from the 3G. For example, when you are uploading an image in 4G, it only takes you 1 second. On the other hand, it'll take you the entire 25 seconds under the 3G technologies. So this is it for my video. Hope you guys can enjoy it. Thank you.